The organisation Discovery says it's now been able to create an index that measures how our cities compare against each other when it comes to levels of obesity. The company says it's found that Cape Town has a higher percentage of people at a healthy weight, obviously, while Geberha has the lowest proportion. To put it another way, Geberha has the highest proportion of obesity among its members. Dr. Mosima Mabunda is the head of wellness for Discovery Vitality. Dr. Mabunda, good afternoon to you. What exactly were you measuring here?
Good afternoon, Stephen, and thank you for having me. So we analyzed the data for Vitality members, and what we were looking to show is the proportion of members whose weight was in the healthy range compared across cities. And we took this challenge on spurred by the theme for Obesity Day, which is changing perspective and let's talk about obesity. So we thought, what a great way to actually shift the subject and speak about proportion of members in a healthy weight as a way to actually highlight this pandemic of obesity that we're facing. And it's quite fascinating when you see the results, because though this ranking in terms of Cape Town won and Geberha came last, the differences are not that vast. And I think it speaks to the fact that most of our members are engaged. But what it doesn't take away from Stephen is that we have an obesity pandemic, not only in South Africa, but across the globe.
It is only the people who are your members that you're able to measure, right? They basically give you the information voluntarily.
100%, Stephen. The data was taken from Vitality Health Checks, and I have to say that it is de-identified and it's on an aggregate level because it's important for us to almost always draw insights from our members' data, because that informs the interventions that we ultimately deploy in our program.
So why do you think some cities do differently to others? And please don't tell me it's about walking along the beach in Cape Town.
So, Stephen, the intent behind the index is to actually highlight, one, that obesity is a problem, but secondly, maybe to the question you're asking, we wanted to use it to start a conversation around some of the lifestyle behaviors that contribute to obesity, one being movement, and the second being healthy eating. I'm going to focus a little bit more on nutrition, and then we can come to physical activity. I think there is no doubt that what we eat influences our weight, right? So with the obesity index, we just wanted to start this conversation to encourage people to try in as much as possible to eat a healthy, balanced diet. You will have the odd chocolate. I love chocolate, and I know you obviously also do enjoy chocolate. But it is important that one focuses on having a healthy, balanced diet, eating foods that resemble in as much as possible what they looked like when they were grown. So whole foods, and trying to limit processed food, because we know that it is by consuming excess calories, and sometimes we don't even realize when we're consuming this energy-dense foods that you ultimately have more energy than you need, and that leads to excess weight. So I think it's important for us to raise awareness that we're not eating as healthy as we should, and half the time it's not intentional. A portion size is big, but someone might not know what the right portion size is. A food might not be healthy, but from the way it's packaged and positioned, you might interpret it as healthy, as an example. And then the second part is movement. Exercise definitely does contribute to a healthy lifestyle, and we know it supports maintenance of a healthy weight. So I think what we wanted to share and drive the conversation along is because we know obesity leads to health risks. It's important to raise awareness on healthy lifestyles and things that individuals can do to maintain a healthy weight. And if I may add, Stephen, we know many people will tell you that I exercise and I eat healthy, and sometimes I struggle to gain weight, which we have seen in our database as well, where people also benefit from having support as they lose weight. We've also then complemented how we support members by launching the Vitality Healthy Weight program, where members can benefit from having an on-demand dietitian coaching them and supporting them to eat healthy, because it's not always easy and it's not always intuitive. And people have seen benefit from the program, where some of the people that engaged in the program lost on average 7 centimeters around their waistline, and at least 5% of their body weight.
I mean, one of the things is that a lot of people find it's actually quite expensive to eat healthily. I mean, you basically have to eat a lot of salad. Now, in the UK, can you believe it? They're limiting the number of cucumbers people are allowed to take out of each supermarket to 2 per person because they have a shortage. I make that sort of as a joke. The point is that actually to prepare a salad takes time. To buy all the ingredients takes time. They don't last for very long, so there's often a lot of wastage. It all costs a lot of money. To buy slop chips, well, you can have a nice, healthy, fulfilling, not necessarily nutritious dinner for $20.
Stephen, you're absolutely spot on that. I think for me, part of the conversation is not about saying people must be healthy, but it's about making it practical. Many of us don't quite know how to prepare yummy, healthy food that is quick and convenient. And not everybody wants to have a salad all the time. So I think part of what I love about at least the work that we do in Vitality, and I know many people in this space do something similar. We have the Healthy Food Studio, for example, and we were there this morning to launch the index. And in there, you are able to learn ways to make a quick, yummy meal that is healthy. I'll give you an example. Chef Ellie showed us how to make an oat carrot cake. In this, it was oats, cinnamon, grated carrots, berries that were added in there, and it tasted delicious. I had never actually thought of preparing oats that way. And it was quick because preparing oats is quick. So there is a need to also then teach people skills to actually prepare meals that are healthy, that are yummy, but also to encourage people to take leftovers as food that you eat the next day, as an example. I know it can be tricky with load shedding, but part of the benefit of preparing meals at home is if you don't finish the meals, then the next day you can enjoy a yummy, healthy meal.
The other thing around exercise, I mean, you know, again, to find time to exercise, very difficult. But if you do just say half an hour, go for a quick walk in the morning before you have breakfast, does that make a difference? Even if you don't notice it on your weight, are you still doing your body a favor?
I mean, Stephen, I think the benefits of exercise are really paramount. I would almost always encourage people to exercise. It's always best to exercise in a time that resonates with you. But I tell you, for example, on some days, if I'm doing a short run, I would exercise before having breakfast. But typically, if I'm going to do an intense workout, what I would do is I'll make sure that I eat before I exercise. But in terms of weight loss per se, I don't think I would necessarily say this time versus that time lends itself better, because overall it's about your energy balance, right? I think ultimately it's the actions that you take that ultimately results in you having the right amount of energy in proportion to what your body needs and not having excess energy. And then that becomes a combination of what you eat, because then that is the energy and the calories, and what you burn, which is your body's metabolic function, but also exercise.
Dr. Mosima Mabunda, thank you. The head of wellness at Discovery Vitality. Really do appreciate the time.